Hey everyone, Odd here. Sorry if I haven't been updating the news recently. I've just been really stressed out, going through a lot. Having COVID and being quarantined has really put me in a financial bind. Put me behind on my rent. They were going to turn my water off tomorrow, but I was able to scrounge up $15 just to be able to postpone that. They're going to cut my gas off within the next 5 days. And yeah, times are really hard right now. I'm trying to seek some financial assistance through a couple of COVID relief funds. Like I told you before, somebody stole my identity and received my first two stimulus checks, and took forever for me to get my taxes back. I finally got them back, but it wasn't a lot because it was just my taxes from working half a year last year. And my third stimulus check I'm not going to get until next tax season. So just keep me in prayers as I'm struggling to get on my feet. I really want to get Outer World News back up and going full steam once I get my laptop out of pawn. I'm afraid I'm going to lose it now, though, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford to make the payment on it coming up. So hopefully I'll rebound out of this, but 10 days without work, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, really hits you hard financially. So just keep me in prayers on that. And while I'm here, I'll give you guys a little bit of news. Of course, you guys know about Maxwell. She was found guilty on the sex trafficking. We're not going to hear a lot about this in the mainstream, just little snippets here and there. And, of course, the stuff about Bill Clinton and the prince and all that other stuff is going to be left out of the equation. And I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't disappear soon as well. I'd love to have a one-on-one with her and, find out the truth about what was really going on and the key dignitaries that were involved. But definitely interesting stuff if you guys have been following that. Also, Iran warns U.S. allies against all-out conflict amid nuclear talks. Yeah. Israel just bombed targets in Syria and in, I believe it was Hamas. They just attacked as well. They just attacked the terror group Hamas as well. Things are really heating up over there. And we need to say a prayer for the people that are going to be involved in this coming war. Everybody is just itching right now. Their trigger fingers are itching. They want to fight. They want this war, and it's just a matter of getting it there. And who's going to fire the first shot? Who's going to cause it? Who's going to be the one to make the sacrifice to push first when this happens? We always know that usually the ones that push first lose. Germany, for instance, and Japan, for instance. So we'll have to wait and see here how this is going to play out. But I do know that America's suffering from a lot of division right now, military fatigue, financial distress, supply chain crisis. There's so much going on right now within this country. A coup going on within our government as the left, unfortunately, is calling anybody who doesn't think like the left as insurrectionist. So that is a threat to our democracy within itself. They want to destroy our democracy because they don't want us to be able to speak freely or choose freely. So they're going to do whatever it takes to make that go away so they can have complete and utter power and control. Also, Pentagon says it flew reconnaissance missions over Ukraine this week, and I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but the mainstream media right now is lying and is saying that there is 10,000 troops that are leaving and heading back, whatever. Yeah, 10,000 troops, okay. What about the 300,000 troops that are heading towards Ukraine right now? You don't hear the mainstream talking about that. So, peace and safety, right? Then utter destruction shall cometh upon them. Yeah. So, they're having peace talks this Thursday. as you can see here, and we'll see exactly what's going to transpire from this. I'd say it's going to be a lot of hoopla, a bunch of nothing. Putin's going to recognize it as that because nobody's going to give in on what they want here. So Russia is going to do what they're going to have to do. This could happen anywhere within the next few months, probably around the Ides of March. Usually is when big wars start. So we'll have to keep an eye on it in between March and May. I'd say is when it will probably escalate fully. It could happen this month, I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'd say that there's going to be a couple months of this escalating. Of course, if you guys have been paying attention to the Starlink satellites and how they've been buzzing by China's space station, they are really pissed off right now, and they're saying that they need to reroute their satellites or pay heavy consequences. We know that Russia's got capabilities now blowing satellites out of the sky, and China just fell into some new technology with its hypersonic missiles, and it is like crazy what this new technology can do. I mean, they can fire a rocket into space in a matter of, seconds, and this is going to be very interesting to watch how this increases with the space race and with this military arms race that's going on right now between Russia, China, and the United States. It's like a new aged Cold War between three superpowers, so to speak. So it's definitely something to monitor and pay attention to as this war is continuing to progress forward. We know we're going to end up in a war eventually. We just don't know exactly when. Could it be within the next few weeks, the next few months, the next few years? Who knows? But we do know that it's going to happen. Because why? Humans can't help themselves. They've already backed Russia into a corner so many times, poking the bear. It's only going to be a matter of time before the bear and the dragon decide to attack the eagle. So we'll just have to wait and see. Also, into the space news, spacecraft that's going to smash into an asteroid just sent back its first pictures. Yeah, it's for the DART mission, which is the double asteroid redirection test. This is going to happen here soon, which I still kind of find quite odd that they're going to be smashing this thing into an asteroid just as a test. I think there's more to this. I feel it in my gut that there's just something else going on that they're not telling us about. I don't know exactly what yet, but there's a lot of stuff going on in space right now. A lot of space rocks are passing us. There's been a lot of fireball reports lately, a lot of UFO reports lately, a lot of increase of just really strange phenomena. Cloud patterns, I mean, so much. I mean, look at the weather on this planet. I mean, there was a massive tornado in Indonesia, a massive tornado in, I think it was Romania a couple days ago, and then we have another tornado outbreak. I mean, this is just crazy. It's like, what's going on our planet? Massive flooding in Malaysia, of all places. Malaysia doesn't get flooding like that. So, I mean, this is just crazy, like, the weather patterns. I don't know. I mean, it's just intense. I mean, look at the snowstorms happening out west right now. I mean, it's just crazy. It's like our planet is just going stupid. And I think it's funny how climatologists now are saying, "Oh, well, climate change is caused because of because of humans." Or no, sorry, not climate change. Duh. But the pole shift is being caused by climate change. And I'm like, are you freaking serious? Get out of here with that nonsense. They're saying that the pole shifting is caused by freaking climate change. No, the pole shifting is causing climate change. Why don't you speak the truth here, climatologist? And why don't we also talk about how we have this gigantic nuclear reactor in the middle of our solar system that heats up our planet? Okay? And what I really love about all these climatologists is when you argue with one of them and they're like, "Oh, well, have you looked at the ice melt in the Antarctic?" I'm like, "Yeah, you show pictures of it in the summertime down there for their summer." And same thing with the North Pole. You show all the ice melt in the summertime, but you don't show the wintertime when it refreezes because you're trying to scare people into a freaking cause that involves money. I'm not going to listen to a bunch of freaking ass clowns flying around on, excuse my French, Lord, but flying around on their little private jets, burning up a massive amount of fossil fuels while they live in their extremely large homes, burning massive amounts of energy to come tell me in my poor little life how to live my life based off of what they want and how they're going to be able to control it to make sure that I don't consume too much. Come on, please. I'm a human being, they're a human being. We can all do better to take care of our planet, but we don't need a bunch of asshats running around telling us how to live our lives. All right, and lastly, this is the comment that's coming by. Of course, I know you guys have been paying attention to that comment, and I believe that it is passing by Venus now. It is definitely getting brighter in the night sky if you guys want to go outside and check it out. But what I wanted to show you here is there's this new Netflix series called Don't Look Up. Now remember, we've talked about predictive programming before and how certain things are utilized to kind of pre-program the psyche and push people's minds into this relative thinking of where when something is to transpire in the future, it's almost as if their minds were already pre-programmed and ready for it. I don't know if you guys felt that way when the pandemic hit, but it was like we were conditioned for it. Like it wasn't really like too much of a shock to us, and it didn't affect us as emotionally as it would have if we were caught off guard. So there was a lot of conditioning kind of going on with this. If you notice, they were really hyping the flu and hyping flu shots and vaccines and stuff, or not vaccines, sorry, but flu shots right before this happened, especially with measles. Measles was the big thing that they were hyping right before COVID popped up. So it's kind of like they were conditioning us to prepare for what was to come. They already had planned to release the virus. So there was a form of pre-programming going on, a psychological operation. And I believe that some of these things that we see in the media, we see in the entertainment world, are nothing more than psychological conditioning tools that they use to prepare us for what's to come. So I just wanted to say that. Also, Russia sold Iran some Su-35s. Definitely something to monitor there. And yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on right now. Also, we're keeping our carrier strike group in the Mediterranean because they're saying they don't know what Russia's intention is yet, which goes to prove that they know. 300,000 troops inbound, they know. If they were retreating, then we would start to move pieces away too and be like, oh, or whatever, we're gonna have our talks and it's all over. It was just a show of force. No. This is bigger than just a show of force. Anyone that understands how to read politicians and read through the political mumbo jumbo and mainstream media nonsense knows that this is more than just some sort of political charade. Okay? We're in check right now. And whatever side decides to make their first move, like Russia said, the ball is in your court, U.S. If Biden gets up there and starts talking about how he's going to walk outside and there's a duck that traveled through a bus and went into a minivan outside of a Mars department store, because that's just how he is, just a freaking dummy, then Putin's going to be like, yep, he's an ass clown. Let's just go ahead and do what we got to do. And unknowingly, Biden might accidentally even tell him what the U.S.'s game plan is, because he can't think right. This dude is seriously just innate right now. I mean, he is just, I don't even know what to say here. I mean, there's so much negative incantation with this dude that it's hard to even fathom him sitting down with a world leader has that's a superpower and then rattling off a bunch of nonsense. Like if you've watched him on TV when he talks about the vid, he says, "Oh, you got it? Are you all right? You got the shot?" To Don Lemon, he said, "You got the shot? Are you okay?" He said, "No, no, no. I mean," and he starts rambling off about this nonsense because he, in his mind, knows that it's bad, and he had to recant his statement because he says he got it, but then he didn't get it because why would he say that to Don Lemon? You see what I'm saying? So there's a lot of this stuff going on right now, man. Just pay attention to the psyche. Pay attention to the hive, okay? Watch the hive mind and how it operates. And then you'll start to see and weed through all the nonsense that's going on. If you're not a free thinker already, I pray that you become one and that you're able to understand and see through all of the political nonsense, okay? We are nothing but peasants to these people. And that's the problem that we're running into right now. And I just pray that, cooler heads will prevail here, but these people in power aren't going to stop until they have full spectrum control. And they'll do whatever it takes to get it, including destroying the entire world. So, yeah. But anyway, sorry if I'm just rambling on, kind of off kilter a little bit. I'm tired. And going to sleep. But just wanted to say this, so you guys were up to date on some of it, and just pray for me. So I'm really struggling hardcore right now. I don't even know how I'm going to have gas to get back and forth to work here in the next couple of days. It's been rough. It's been really, really stressful. Hard to even speak adequately because I've got so much going on in my mind. But I'm strong. I'm strong. I'm sober. I love my God. I know that Jesus has my back through this. This is just another phase of life that I have to go through, and just another battle that's going to make me stronger in the end. And we are being shaped and molded, like it talks about with the potter and the clay in the Bible. We are the clay, and every now and then, clay, when you're molding and shaping it, has some rough edges that have to be patched up. And there's some things that maybe that I was on the wrong path with, and I think a lot of it has to be with where I was beginning to boast in myself of my financial gains instead of giving God the honor and glory. And I'm looking back and reflecting on that now and understanding not to count all my negatives, but count my blessings. And I've been counting my blessings more so now than I was before, and understanding, hey, God put a roof over my head. He put food in my belly. He has blessed me with a dog, with a vehicle to drive back and forth to work with. He blessed me with a promotion, and he's continuing to bless me, and I have to remember that. God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. And I believe that that's kind of, what I'm going through here. I'm being shaped and molded more so into his image every day, as we all are. So again, everybody, I love you. God bless you. And stay safe out there, folks. And hopefully soon I'll be able to go full steam ahead for you all and bring you all the news that you deserve. All right, everybody. In Jesus' name, I love you. And I'll see you all on the next one.